Hey everybody, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be doing my March bullet journal spread. This is my first bullet journal video. If you guys do like these and enjoy these, please make sure to let me know. I'm not sure if I'm going to do every month as of right now, but let me know and then we'll kind of go from there. The reason I kind of got into bullet journaling was because there just wasn't a journal out there that was giving me what I needed, and so that's what I like about bullet journaling, is that I can make whatever I want, how much space I want. So I'm gonna show you guys my March spread, how I laid out next month, and yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so this is the bullet journal that I use. I kept this little black flap on it just so that you guys would be able to see the name and all that kind of stuff. So this is the Leuchtturm 1917 notebook. I got mine at Indigo, but you can get it on Amazon, all that good stuff. And I got mine in the gold color. It's a really great notebook for beginners, which I definitely consider myself a beginner. I might upgrade next year, but for this year, I just thought, you know, this is the easiest, most readily available one. Now for markers, I keep my markers stored in this really cute bag. It's from Billabong, if you're wondering, and I just use the Crayola super tip markers. These are about, I think, $8 if you just go to Walmart, and so they're not like the most amazing high end, but they do the job, and for a really cheap beginner kind of thing, they're absolutely perfect. And yeah, I really like using them. I use a mechanical pencil just because it saves you that time. You don't have to sharpen pencils. It's a time saver, so I definitely recommend using one of these. And then for pens, I use these ones by Faber-Castell. I don't know anything about pens, but I was recommended these by like 1,000 people on YouTube, 1,000 people on Pinterest, so I was just like, okay, I will get those ones. But there's 4 in the pack and they're all different thicknesses, which is really nice. In this video I used the second thickest one, but I definitely since then have found that I like the thinnest one for sure, but it is nice to have that variation in a pack. I just sort of recently fell into bullet journaling. It keeps me kind of like sane, it keeps me busy, it keeps me occupied, and I found that a lot of the journals out there were just journals that didn't work for me. They didn't have exactly what I wanted, and that's what I like about bullet journaling, is that you can make it however you'd like. You're gonna need a ruler probably for this. I definitely did, so I just got this one from the dollar store. If you watch a lot of the videos on my channel, you probably know that I really love plants, I really love greenery, so that is the theme that I decided to go with for this month. I really miss summer, I really miss spring, so I think this is just my way of trying to be like, please hurry up. So I've already drawn my bullet journal out in pencil just so that I know where everything goes and I wasn't gonna mess it up in person, which I kind of actually did mess it up while filming, and I'll talk you through those as we go, but it just kind of gives me an idea of where everything's gonna lay out so that you don't start drawing and then you don't end up with not enough space. If I'm honest with you, probably the only thing I didn't like about this month's bullet journal spread was the text. I didn't really want to have the full calligraphy look, if you know what I mean, but I did, like at the end I was like, well, it needs something else, it needs to be a little bit thicker, so I ended up adding just some thicker and thin pieces, but I just wasn't the biggest fan, so I think that is something that I would change next time. But that's the cool thing about bullet journaling, it's just like you learn and you get better as you go. But so I decided to do these like hanging macrame plant pots because that's something I'm really into right now. So I started off by kind of just drawing this wood beam for it to hang, and then I kind of made it look like it was hung in the ceiling by some rope. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I actually have a new YouTube banner as well as a new end card. So the plants that you see here are actually the plants that I drew for the end card and the banner. So I just kind of replicated them in. I figured, you know what, I'm already like in this mood of this hanging plant pots. Why don't I just like create more for this month's bullet spread? One tip that I will give you is when you are drawing those final lines to connect it to the little wooden bar, probably use a ruler. The first ones I didn't use, but then I just found it looked a lot cleaner when I did use them, so that's basically what I suggest. I did a whole bunch of different plants. I kind of drew the plants that I already have in my house, but yeah, so let's get to drawing. Okay, so once I was finished drawing, I went on to just coloring everything in. I didn't film that because I thought it would be like the longest video ever, and I will show you in the next little spreads a couple coloring in of the pots, but this is basically the color scheme I went with. Went with kind of like a pink, a green, and a yellow, and where the macrame pots are held, I actually did some squiggles on it, which looked really cool. Next up, I decided to do a couple trackers and a couple logs. So this is my sleep log and this is my water log. Now I kind of messed up the sleep log. You guys probably won't think I did, but I am so picky and like I'm my own worst critic. I'm so hard on myself. So I did actually redo the sleep log. I think because I was filming, I think I just rushed it. When you're doing lots of like numbers together, my suggestion is to just go slow and try to make it as neat as you can, or else it just ends up looking messy and not all that well put together. So yeah, that's that. Definitely take my advice on that. Go slow and try to make the numbers look as neat as possible. The way that I actually fixed that page was I just took a page from the back of my bullet journal and I redid it, and then I just kind of took a glue stick and glued that page on top, and you can't really tell, and you'll see that in the final. But I just wanted to let you know why the sleep log looks a little bit different from the one that I drew. So I made a line here and then I counted to 31 because there's 31 days in March, and then beside it I kind of just wrote what days they were, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, all that stuff. And then beside that, what you have to do is you have to write times. So I started at 7 p.m. and I went all the way to 4 p.m. because I figure I'm never going to go to sleep earlier than 7 and I'm never going to sleep later than 4. Hopefully I never sleep later than noon, but anyways. I wrote some little AM and PMs there as well. So then you have to go through and fill in all the numbers because you have to do this for every single day, which took forever. And I think I was a little overwhelmed with how many numbers I had to write, so I made it a little bit messy. But once it's all done, basically what you're going to do every single day is highlight the times that you slept. So if you slept from 10 p.m. to 9 a.m., then that's what you're going to highlight. And at the end of the month, you get this kind of really cool sleep log that shows you how much you slept. And I don't know, I just thought that was really cool. I like keeping track of things. It's fun. So essentially wherever there was room to draw more of these hanging plants, that's when I drew it. But a lot of the time, you know, they were completely full of the pages, so I couldn't actually draw the plants. And that's why I drew these like little vine things that you see on the sleep log, just to add a little bit of greenery and keep everything cohesive. Basically with this water log, I hope to drink more water. And I think when I keep track of things, I'm like, ooh, I get to color something in. I'll definitely drink more water. So I did 31 rows down and then 8 across, because you're supposed to have 8 glasses of water a day. So that's what I did. And so every time I basically have a cup of water, I'm able to fill in the blank. So I'm just going to color it in with a color, probably pink or something. And yeah, this is just in hopes that I will drink more water. Next up, we have my video ideas page. This I really needed to give 2 full pages because I usually have a lot, and in my other journals, I tend to just like scribble around the ideas and write things down. So I decided to do the title in the middle like this. This is actually one of my favorite pages. I mean, minus the text, but I think it looks really cute and really artsy. Turned out really, really good. If you aren't a YouTuber and you don't need a video ideas page, there's so many other lists that you can find. Pinterest is your bae when you're trying to find ideas for lists. You could do like the Netflix shows you want to watch, or the books you want to read, or the movies you want to see, anything like that. There's so many different kinds of things you could do. You could even do like the Instagram posts you want to post, things you want to get done this month over time, lots of different stuff. This is my last page of lists. This can change every month. Like, you don't need to do the same lists or the same logs every month. Next month, you know, if I wasn't really a big fan of the sleep log, then I'm probably going to do something else. But these are what I put on this page. So one is a dog walking calendar, a shopping list, and YouTube and Instagram. And those are just trackers to track the number of subscribers I have and all of that kind of stuff. The dog walking calendar is essentially, it's very similar to the water log. Like, I should be drinking that water anyways, I should be walking the dogs anyways, but it is kind of fun to just cross something off or fill in a blank, you know what I mean? You know what I mean. So that's what the dog walking calendar is. Every time I walk the dogs, I'm just gonna fill that in. And then the shopping list is the same thing. Like, I just all the time need things, but because I live kind of out in the country, doing multiple trips is kind of not the best way. So shopping list is good to have so that when I'm out, I'm like, oh, I need that. it's just an easy place to refer back to all the time. And yeah, then I'm just coloring everything in, and that's basically that page. Now we are moving into my weekly spreads. These took a while. I know that a lot of people like to do 7 days in 2 pages, but that is just not for me. That just doesn't work. So what I did was I did 4 on 2 pages, and the reason being is because I need a lot of space to write, and that's kind of why bullet journaling is so good for me, because I can make it as big as I want. I could do a page, I can do whatever I want, essentially. So I did it like this. This was inspired by a post I saw on Pinterest, which I will link down below. So yeah, then you are just going to have to repeat these for 31 days, which I don't know. This, again, therapeutic just to do it. It actually didn't bug me as much as writing all those numbers did. Okay, so here is what my final spread ended up looking like. This is my title page. I absolutely love it. If you go and look at my YouTube banner, it will resemble that very, very much. Like I said, just kind of wish I did the title a little bit differently, but you know, what can you do about that? Here is the second page, the sleep log. You can see it looks so much neater, so much nicer than the other one did. I am a perfectionist, not sorry about it, just the way I am. So next, our video idea page, which I really, really like. I think this page will look absolutely stunning once it's filled with all of these little dots. I think it'll look really, really fun. And you know what? This page turned out really fun too. I like that I was able to fit so much information in there, and I ended up doing those same dots on the shopping list because I just ended up really liking them. And then of course, just our weekly spread. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you want me to do more bullet journals. I can do them monthly, but if, I don't know, I might not do them monthly. Who knows? Let me know what you think. It's all up to you guys. Anyways, other than that, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.